So last week, probably the biggest moment in the history of the Dragon Ball community since Ultra Instinct happened, as episode 18 of Dragon Ball Daima revealed Goku's newest Super Saiyan transformation, Super Saiyan 4? In what came as a surprise for some and a vindication for others, it seems like Toriyama has made his own version of the Super Saiyan 4 transformation and added it to the main canon of Dragon Ball. This creates a pretty obvious question between the two versions of Super Saiyan 4, the original version from Dragon Ball GT and the new version from Dragon Ball Daima, which is actually more powerful. Today, we'll be going over the inverse power scaling of both series and see how they ultimately compare to each other to find out which version of Dragon Ball truly has the more powerful version of Super Saiyan 4. If you like this kind of stuff, make sure to like and subscribe, and let's jump right in. Now, as it is the far newer series, and I haven't talked about on the channel, you're probably less familiar with the scaling of Dragon Ball Daima, so let's start with that series. Firstly, it's important to quickly establish when Daima takes place in the timeline of Dragon Ball, as for quite a while, this was wildly debated. However, at this point, it's pretty clear that Daima takes place in the period of time between the end of the Majin Buu saga and the arrival of Beerus at the beginning of Dragon Ball Super, based on the characters' appearances, ages, and obviously the forms that they have access to. Some argue that due to several differences, like Kibito and Shin being defused, that Daima has no connection to Super, but for this video, that's perfectly fine as Super has no impact on Daima's scaling, only the other way around. We get told almost immediately and repeatedly throughout the show that Goku is the most powerful warrior and the strongest person in the universe, which was already true by the end of the Buu saga, but solidly shuts down anyone who still thought that Ultimate Gohan was stronger, though at worst it means that Goku was weaker but just trained and had surpassed his son, which we see pretty clearly at the start of the show he's doing a lot of. However, Goku almost immediately gets nerfed as, like everyone else in Daima, he gets turned into a kid. Unlike in Dragon Ball GT, where the only thing that changed for Goku was his stamina and the ability to use a handful of techniques like instant transmission, Daima makes it pretty clear that the child bodies make them weaker than they are in their adult bodies. Statements like saying they're weaker or that they're not in their prime are pretty common throughout the entire show. But actually determining how much weaker they are and how strong Goku was at the end of the Buu saga requires us to actually start looking into the scaling and statements for characters in Daima's Demon Realm. So let's get to it. Almost immediately, pretty much everyone in the Demon Realm gets capped below even Cell Saga levels of power. Dabura, who was the former king of the Demon Realm, is repeatedly stated to have the same power level as Cell, and was the most powerful person in the Demon Realm. However, this gets even worse for the power scaling of the people in the Demon Realm when you remember that these statements about Dabura's power and reign over the Demon Realm are in regard to the power of base form Dabura. In Dragon Ball Z, Dabura is being amped by the Majin Mark, a power-up from Babidi which literally unleashes all of his hidden potential and pushes him past his normal limits. This is the Dabura who is comparable to Cell, meaning most of the Demon Realm is just vaguely weaker than the power level of Super Perfect Cell. So when we get statements about the Tamagamis being more powerful than Dabura, this still doesn't tell us much because the people of the Demon Realm never saw the strength of Majin Dabura, and Majin Dabura never fought a Tamagami. This doesn't mean that the Tamagami can't beat Majin Dabura or Cell, but these statements alone don't prove it. So unfortunately, Goku for most of Daima is left in an unknown area where he could potentially be stronger than Cell Saga level or Majin Dabura, but we have literally no way to confirm it. So things aren't looking great for him scaling wise. Thankfully though, the most recent set of episodes have finally begun giving us more information about how strong Daima Goku is, and equally importantly, how strong the Demon King Goma is with the third Evil Eye power-up. The official Dragon Ball website, in response to episode 17 of Dragon Ball Daima, has stated that Goma is the strongest enemy. Now, there are no qualifications or specifications for this statement, and the audience of Daima has been made aware of the existence of Majin Buu, so I think this is enough to say that even from the very start, Goma is stronger than every form of Majin Buu. From there, we can see how characters compare to Goma, and this beyond Buu level strength. In the initial episode this statement is referring to, no one scales to Goma, as even when getting jumped by Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, Tamagami, Kagami, Shin, Glorio, and the duo of Majin Buu and Ku, he literally takes 0 damage from their combos and casually thrashes all of them, forcing Goku to go Super Saiyan 3. It's here, along with a locked-in Majin Buu, that Goku actually presses and smacks around Goma. However, the eye begins to clearly give Goma even more power, something that will continue throughout the rest of this fight. Still, this confirms that even in his nerfed child form, Super Saiyan 3 Goku has surpassed Majin Buu, but Goma just continues to widen the gap of power between himself and the former strongest enemy in Z. It's here where Goku is given the mysterious power boost by Neva and reaches Super Saiyan 4. The fight becomes incredibly close between them, with Goku ultimately winning, until Goma simply gets another power boost from the evil eye and becomes massive in size, becoming so strong he can literally just remove all of Goku's transformations and bring him back to his base form. So unfortunately, we've already seen the cap of power for Super Saiyan 4 in Daima, as Goma is literally strong enough to turn the form off if he wants to. Still, how strong does this make Daima Goku? Like I've said before, even without Super Saiyan 4, he would be strong enough to beat Buhan, but the main issue is that after this point, quantifying anything becomes impossible. Goma gets stronger by an unknown amount, and Goku needs Super Saiyan 4 to match it. Then Goma gets an unknown amount stronger again and overpowers Goku. Did he get twice as strong, or 100 times stronger? 1,000,000? We literally have no clue. At the moment, I don't think either Goma or Goku, unless shown otherwise, are even stronger than Super Vegito, which, if you know GT, does not bode well as a comparison. So now, let's look at the original Super Saiyan 4. Like I said previously, GT Goku is not any weaker as a kid, and pretty clearly is already stronger than any form of Buu without even needing transformations, as he can match Rildo in his base form, who he outright just calls stronger than Majin Buu. Therefore, instantly Goma and Rildo are essentially in the same tier, as they're both just guys who are vaguely stronger than Buu, and who both power up beyond it. Therefore, we can pretty easily say that GT Goku is likely at least 400 times stronger than Daima Goku, as to provably surpass Buu level, Daima Goku needs to get the multiplier of Super Saiyan 3. But even comparing Goma and Rildo is being pretty nice to Goma, as at least Rildo's transformations can be at least partially quantified to Goku's 50 times Super Saiyan multiplier, something that cannot be done for Goma's vague power-ups. Of course, GT Goku also has Super Saiyan 3, which is another 8 times stronger than his Super Saiyan state, meaning that before they even both use Super Saiyan 4, Daima Goku has a bare minimum 160,000 times disadvantage in power, or 400 times 400. That doesn't mean it's over though, as if Daima's Super Saiyan 4 is stronger than GT's Super Saiyan 4, it could still win. So, which Super Saiyan 4 form is actually a higher multiplier? Well, I think you can see where this is going. Unlike for Daima Goku, there are a million different ways to scale and quantify the power increases of Super Saiyan 4, but regardless, literally all of them are higher and better than what Daima Goku has. Take the guide statement that compares Super Saiyan 4 to Fusion. Downplaying the statement to say that Baby Saga Goku is only Vegeta level would still be enough to solo Daima at the moment, and highballing the statement to say its multiplier is Vegeta level puts it mind-bogglingly beyond anything in Daima. Even taking the conservative estimates from multipliers we at least see on screen, Super Saiyan 4 is still tens of thousands of times stronger than Goku's base form, which is something I cannot say for Daima Super Saiyan 4. This also isn't even taking into account any power boosts GT Goku gets past the Baby Saga that makes him even more powerful in comparison to Daima. Literally, the only way I can think of for Daima to stand a chance is if you purposefully misinterpret the statement about Goma being the strongest enemy and say that he's also stronger than everyone Goku has fought in Dragon Ball Super, which obviously isn't true for like a million reasons. So for now, until shown otherwise, the original Super Saiyan 4 is stronger, and it's a lot stronger, both overall and as a transformation. Obviously, the last few episodes of Daima could come around and prove this all wrong, but I doubt it. So for now, these kids are a victim of a baby. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. As always, thank you to my members who got to see this video early, and I'll catch you all in the next one. See ya!